A high school cheerleader's F-bomb-filled rant on Snapchat is at the center of a huge First Amendment case that is being heard by the United States Supreme Court. Welcome back to Legal Briefs. I'm Wes Austin. I'm a lawyer, obviously with too much time on my hands. So the center issue here that we're talking about is, can a school control the speech of their students when they are online on social media, even if they're not on school grounds? That's really what we're talking about here. Just a quick note. If there are school districts out there who would like to control the speech of their students and not have to worry about the First Amendment, they really should talk to these guys because they've got it figured out. So here's what happened. At Mahanoy High School in Pennsylvania, Brandi Levy was a cheerleader. She was a sophomore. She did not make the varsity cheerleading squad. And I guess a freshman actually did make the varsity squad. So Brandi Levy was super pissed. And so she posted something on Snapchat, which disappears after 24 hours, but she was, waving the middle finger, and the message that she wrote was, F school. Now, I'm just going to say F, but like she had written in the full F word. You know the one I'm talking about. Okay, like F, you said that one. She had written on this Snapchat message, F school, F softball, F cheer, F everything. All right? I mean, can you believe teenagers today? Look at that message. There's no punctuation in there at all. Come on. Then what happened? Well, one of her friends took a screenshot of that and showed it to one of the cheerleading coaches. So then Brandi Levy got suspended for a year. Okay, so she was off the squad for a year. Levy's parents thought that was a little much, so they talked to the principal, the athletic director, of the superintendent, the school board. They went up the full chain of the regular school people, and none of them would do anything. So then they filed a lawsuit in district court. I really didn't know if cheerleaders swore that much, and then I remembered back in my home high school, they actually had a cheer they would do sometimes that had a swear word in it. It was like, give me an F, give me a U, give me a... and then they'd spell it out. They didn't do that cheer very much, only when we were losing, but it was pretty effective. Several games were stopped because of that cheer. So Brandi Levy filed this lawsuit in federal district court claiming that her First Amendment rights were violated by the school, and the district court agreed with her and said, yes, your First Amendment rights were violated. Then the Mahanoy School District appealed to the Third Circuit Court of Appeals. Do you know what they did? They agreed with the district court and said, yes, the school district, you were violating Brandi Levy's First Amendment rights, her freedom of speech. You were violating that. So after losing at the Third Circuit Court of Appeals, the Mahanoy School District appealed to the United States Supreme Court, and they granted review, and just last week they had oral arguments. Now, if you were wondering, the Biden administration, in this case, they are actually supporting the school district. One of the things that the school district keeps arguing is that they need to be able to control, to monitor and control the speech of students on social media and online, because there's a lot of cyberbullying that's happening out there. Can I just be the devil's advocate on that for a minute? I mean, if the kids and students don't know how to cyberbully, how are they going to be trained and ready for cancel culture when they become adults? Now, one of the things I was learning about was, how is the Mahanoy School District paying for all of this? They were going all the way to the United States Supreme Court. So district court, appeals court, U.S. Supreme Court, how are they paying for this? Well, I did some digging, and I found their budget. And I think this helps explain some stuff, okay? I'm going to throw this up on the screen. You can see we've got teacher raises, $3,000, school supplies, $275. For lawyers, $1 million. Yeah, so it's fine. They had plenty of money for this. And I'm sure there's a lot more they could take out of that school supplies. All right, so last week they did have oral arguments at the United States Supreme Court. This is going to be a big case, and it could have far-reaching implications depending on what the Supreme Court does. Commentators are saying that they think they'll probably have a narrow ruling, that they're not going to come out with some really broad, sweeping First Amendment rule that has to do with school districts controlling their students' speech online. It seems like they will do something, but right now, like I said, most people think it's going to be a narrow ruling. I will certainly keep an eye on this and try to keep you posted. One quick note to you students that are watching, you might be posting something funky on Snapchat with some gestures, some F-bombs, stuff like that. Just think it could end up being the center of a First Amendment case at the U.S. Supreme Court, like this one is, okay? So before you actually post that, I want you to make sure that you have good lighting, because a lot of people could be seeing it. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.